Hi, everybody. If you are watching this seance, because I'm doing it for training purposes, and if my ancestors think it was good, if they think it was good, I will get to upload it onto YouTube. So I'm just doing this intro for you all in case I pass it. Oh, the itch. In case I've got what is called coronavirus nails. Okay, my nails are a mess. They are a mess, you people, because the nail salons are closed. And I'm running out of makeup. I can't go and get makeup even in a freaking drugstore because makeup for black women in Canada is just terrible. And this is my new gown that just came from South Africa. And for those of you who want to know about witch doctors, we have to wear some kind of protection when we do seances. So, welcome to the seance of Robert Kardashian. I'm going to be asking him about his kids, how he feels about what they've done. I'm going to ask him about how he felt about OJ Simpson, and I'm going to ask him about how he felt about Kris Jenner. And I am going to play the race card, but not in the way that black people are always being accused of playing the race card. I'm going to ask him how he feels about the whole new generation of Kardashians being black, well, being 90% black. Okay. So I've already done my rituals. And grandma says you shouldn't be laughing. This is a seance. Okay. I've already done my rituals. And I'm like, but we haven't started the seance yet. And she said, that's right. Okay. So I've already done my rituals to ask for Robert Kardashian. That's a whole a long time. And it was accepted. Our request was accepted. And I'm just going to say, to the new subscribers, before we start this exam, because my grandmother is saying, time! Okay, to the new subscribers, welcome to the land of the Bantu. This right here is the court of the Bantu. This is also our religion that's just called the Bantu religion. Okay, we don't name things. We be Africans, right? We live them. We don't name them. So this is the courts of the Bantus. The courts of the Bantus are traditional, run by witch doctors, as our traditional religion is done. We're the ones who stand between the living, the world of the living and the world of the dead. We're the ones who crisscross from the veil and out in protection of our own, in sacrifice of our own. We're the torch bearers. We walk in front so that the ones behind us can see while we hold the light. Sometimes we stumble. Sometimes we fall flat on our faces. Because we're scientists and that shit happens, okay? So we fall flat on our faces. But we are proud to be born to 320 million Africans. One of them is going to hold you up. Yeah, one of them is going to do it. And then you're going to dust yourself off. And then you are going to carry on. We get stronger with age and better with all this training that our ancestors put us through. We are trained just a little bit by other people, and then we are trained by our ancestors till the end of days. There's always something more complicated to do. I am working on the ability to move from one living space to the next in a second. Okay, so I take training very seriously. Thank you so much to everybody who sent me stuff about my ears. Thank you so much. They are doing much better now, but when you're a witch doctor, you get metaphysically attacked. Your eyes the five senses are always getting metaphysically attacked, and then now you have to use medicine, and then you also have to do some metaphysical stuff, right? So I've been busy working on my ears. They are much better. I don't know if they will get really, really perfect. Okay, so the new arrivals right here in the land of the Bantu, we are kind to each other. We are polite to each other. We do not say rude things about me and my ancestors or about each other in the comments. I may be an African who is living outside Africa, but Africa lives inside me till the day I die. I may not like everything about my culture, but it is my core. I will discard what I don't like, and I will keep what I like. And civility to Africans is everything. No. Yes, civility to the Bantu is everything. Even if we don't like your ass and we don't like what you say, we say, I respect you for what you said. Now, this is what I'm saying. Okay? No personal insults. No personal insults. No personal insults. Especially in my seance videos. Okay? Okay. I'm asking my grandma what to do. Okay. Robert. 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 And here is a soul who is used to being summoned by metaphysical scientists. He has been summoned several times. I just called his name and he ran into the plate. My ancestors were right. They said, let's start with an easy read for your new method. So he just ran into the plate, and by the time I said his name the third time, he was already sitting. Yeah. This is a man whose soul is still light. He has a light soul. This is a man who did right by the world. This is a man who was very principled. This is a clean soul. This soul is coming from a higher place of his religion because he did good. He did good. He is sitting here all relaxed in his suit. I guess he must have been out for business. He is sitting here all relaxed in his suit, very polite, because he just asked me how I was. He just asked me, how are you? And I'm saying, I'm fine. Thank you very much. And he says, I've never met your kind before. And I said, of course not. I be unique. My grandma says, okay, she's okay with me laughing. She says, he's okay. He's a light-hearted soul. You can laugh together. Okay, thank you. It was like, oh my God. He says, I'm pretty. This is the part I love about seances. Okay, thank you very much. He says, I got a lot of work to do with my weight. Okay, not so funny. Okay. He's still asking me questions. He says, this is fascinating. This is very fascinating. What are we going to do here? I'm going to ask you questions about your children, your grandchildren, your he said, don't ask me about Chloe. I'm asking why. He says she's a very sensitive girl. Very sensitive. She's my baby. Who takes after my great grandmother? She's very loving. She's very homely. And she's very sensitive. I am very protective of her. Was she your favorite? He says yes. She was. He says, I am sorry to her. I apologize to her because her mother and I did not work out. I did not get to raise her the way I wanted to. So she gets all my special attention. Kim is vain, selfish in her vanity, self-centered, beautiful like her mother, and I love her dearly because she is strong. She holds the family up. I am fine with being gone because Kim is there for everyone. Robert is extra sensitive, like me, but a little more so. I feel sorry for my son because he cannot get a woman to love him. Why do you think that is? Because he doesn't love himself. Kourtney is damaged. She feels ignored and has always felt ignored from the day she came into this world. She loves broken people because she is broken. I love her dearly. Okay. So I'm going to take, I don't have questions, but I'm happy. He says, I'm a lawyer. I have answers. I have answers, young lady. What are you doing here, young lady? You should be somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. You're going to do good things. Okay, thank you. So this is me scattering. No, that's it. I like being complimented. So this is what I love about seances. Shells actually shake. They actually say, look at me, look at me. So the shells are saying Robert Kardashian is dead. He is very dead. And when he died, he left a lot of money and a lot of children. Let us count the children. And a pregnant woman. Right here. Let's count the children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The thing is, he told me in my head that he had 7 children. And I just wasn't paying attention. 7. This is Robert right here. He is gone, but he protects his children. He had a recently pregnant female when he died. Maybe she was like a week or 2 weeks. He says he never knew about it. He says Her mother is very beautiful. She was a little too young for me, but she is very beautiful. And Robert is always looking out for his children, all of them. He's always looking out for them, all of them. There is one child who constantly thinks about him. Kourtney. Kourtney is always thinking about him. So he holds her real close. He's saying she is damaged. She is damaged. She needs more than the world can give her. So she fills her life with children to find what she is looking for. She's a very sweet, sensitive girl. I love her. Kourtney is always thinking about her father. Kourtney misses her father the most. Chloe didn't spend enough time with him. And she acknowledges him as her father and she loves him, but she has got missing time when it comes to him. Kim is looking the other way. She's looking at the future. He says Kim remembers me in her hard times. She's very strong. My baby is very, very, very strong. She is very strong. And he thinks Robert is beautiful. This is Robert right here. He thinks Robert is beautiful. This is Chris, the mother of the four. He will not talk about the other three. So I will not ask him because, like he is saying to me, he is a lawyer. So this is Chris, the mother. Did you always want many kids? He says, yes, it was a good life. It was a very good life. I enjoyed my life tremendously. I came to do a job and I did my job. What was your job? Equal rights. I did my job. I did more in equal rights than people know. I worked hard to get young black men out of jail. I worked hard to get them out of prison, out of trumped up charges, away from the system. And I am so proud that my daughter Kim heard the calling and she is doing exactly that. Do you know what gives our family wealth? Our family is given wealth because we do for others. We accept our calling no matter how terrible it looks to other people. I used to be called an N lover. They didn't understand me. They did not understand me. And now they go after Kim because they don't understand her. But it is in our blood. It is in our blood to fight for what is true and what is right. Okay. So, I'm getting relaxed here. It says relax. I'm a lawyer. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, oops, I made a mistake. And Grandma said, no, it's okay, Shake. He's happy, he's comfortable, he's willing to talk. Okay, so can you please tell us about how you feel about your children having black children? Literally, most of the future Kardashian generation is going to be black. How do you feel about that? I don't like it. Why? Okay. Everyone wants to see a reflection of themselves in their grandchildren. Everyone. with more grandchildren, there would surely have been one who looked like me. Kim said that her son is a reincarnation of you because that's what she was told by her last son is a reincarnation of you because that's what she was told by a metaphysical scientist. Is that true? No. Reincarnation doesn't work that way. No. You never come into the same family. They go to people because they are famous people. They don't go to very good people. Okay, I'm going to cut out the part where he says like you, okay? Okay, I just said it. Okay. Oh, so he said, why do you run away though? He's asking me, why do you run away from being known? I see you running away. Why do you do that? Destruction follows the great. Fear, yes. He just said to me, you're afraid. I said, yes, because it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Okay. They don't go to good people. They get told things that the people think they want them to hear. No, I will not be back for generations, and I will not come back to the same family. There is a pregnancy here. I am looking at a pregnancy, guys. I am looking at a pregnancy right here. Who is going to have this child? Chloe. Is she going to have this child with Tristan? No. I don't like Tristan. I am going to find her someone better. This is Robert Kardashian. This is the someone better. This is Chloe. Someone who treats her right. I am going to find her someone better. Someone who treats her right. She needs a little help. She is such a good girl. Why don't you like Tristan? He's not a good man to any woman. He oddly reminds me of Chris, my children's mother. She became good with the years and with time and with maturity. She wasn't a good mother before, and she wasn't a good wife, but she had an epiphany and she changed. She is so beautiful, isn't she? This is Chris, people, and he's actually looking at her. Are you still in her life? Yes. Until she comes. She has changed greatly, and I am so proud of her. She has become a very amazing person. Very amazing person. Okay. What do you think of Kanye? He's crazy. He has some deep mental health issues, but he is good to my daughter. And to me, as a father, that is wonderful. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see. And Kourtney, she is missing her ex-husband. To me, he is her husband. She is missing him very much. She cannot replace him in her life. But he has deep drug issues that may take him to where we are sooner rather than later if he doesn't get it together. I did not like him for my daughter. He is not broken at all. He chooses his actions and he chooses to be broken. and he looks for a mommy, and Kourtney is very much a mother. She gave him more happiness than he gave her. But I love my grandchildren. I love all my grandchildren. They are very, very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. So this is Kylie. He's way over there. There's space here, split the family. This is Kylie. This is Kendall. This is Caitlyn. He is saying of the marriage between Caitlyn and Chris. It was a bad marriage. It wasn't a good marriage. He did not enjoy Chris being in it. It was very, very bad. Chris put too much into this man who did not love her, who was thinking about himself and what he had always wanted as a child. He has always wanted to be a woman since he was a child, and that's what he was thinking about when he entered this marriage. He entered this marriage under false pretenses, and he hurt her very much. She still loves him very, very much, but he is not capable of that kind of depth of love. He's not capable of it. Did Chris know that Caitlyn was transgender? Not at first. Not at first. She did not know. She did not know. She was as surprised as everyone. He is a liar. He lies all the time. He has lied all his life. When you lie about who you are all your life, it becomes what you know. Okay. The OJ Simpson case. I'm already running out of questions. He says, I can see you are. I can see you are running out of questions. OJ Simpson case. Was he set up? Yes. Without a doubt. Like most men of color. Most men of color are set up. Evidence is manufactured. Storylines are changed. Witnesses disappear off dockets. When it comes to a man of color, things just happen. Things just happen, and they are locked away because the system feels safer with them behind bars. He didn't do this. I defended him not only as my best friend, but because I know how the system worked. I looked at the evidence they had against him, and it was a lie. He didn't do this. He didn't. I feel bad that his life has turned out this way. He's not free, even though he is free. Wants to go back to Chris. She is the biggest change. My death brought her into her own. She is the biggest change. I am so proud of her. She is the only woman I ever loved. But she did not love me. She only learned to appreciate me after I was gone. You know, when you go, you begin to appreciate the people who loved you, but you did not pay attention to them. You start seeing them in a different light. You start seeing the truth that you did not want to acknowledge. She was too young when she was with me. It was about age. Had we met when she was a lot older, she would have been in her element earlier. She was young. I love her very much. Even now, I watch over her. What do you think of her boyfriend, Corey? What do you think of Corey? He does want her money, And he does want the publicity, and he does want what he can get out of being with her. There is a very huge financial component to this relationship. It didn't start off that way. He saw her, he thought she was beautiful. He saw her energy, he thought she was beautiful, and he went for her energy. But with time, he has become very calculating. What I do like about him is that he is loyal to Chris and he takes care of her. They will only break up when she says so, because he is very comfortable. Very comfortable. Not just in the new social bracket that he belongs to, but also he likes to be mothered. He wants a mother, and she is all that. I think he's good for her. I think they are good for each other. That's what I think. This lawyer is saying all the right things. I'm bored. He's saying, oh, he's replying, you want me to say all the right things. You've had too much excitement. You want me to say all the right things. Okay, favorite grandchild. I don't have one. I do watch over Chloe's daughter the most, because she is going to have the hardest life. In what way? She is going to be overshadowed by her cousins. She is going to suffer the situation between her parents. Right now, they are pretending to be good with each other because that is pretense, but in the end, they will not even pretend. They will show that they are enemies to the world. And this is going to affect the little girl. So I spent more time watching over her, and I am looking forward to Chloe being a mother of 2 because her daughter needs company. You say she's not pretty enough. People say she's not pretty enough. You say she's not you in particular. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. My grandmother and I understand that beauty of a girl starts after 16. He's laughing. But we do understand that. He's laughing. He said, well, they say she's not pretty enough. They reject her because they say she's not pretty enough. A baby not born from love can sometimes make people believe she's not pretty when she is actually pretty. It is the energy that's made her that make people think she's not pretty. Oh. She is very, very sensitive. My family is not always going to be in the limelight. The current grandchildren, there isn't one who really wants to be in the limelight. They get pushed into it because it brings money which will take care of them and their children and their children. But they don't really want to be in the limelight. The children Kanye and Kim have, 2 of them will be out of the limelight completely, and 2 of them will try a little bit but not much. You are looking at children who don't see the value in fame because they were born famous. Little Chloe's darling little girl will be even more in the background, and it will not be good for her. She is, like her mother, devoted to one friend and not partying much like her mother. She is like her mother. And like with Chloe, we had to push her out of her shell. This is what they have to do with this little girl. The future for the Kardashians. We were born under a lucky star. We will always have everything we want. It is in our blood. Theorists, metaphysical theorists have accused your family of witchcraft. They've accused your daughters of witchcraft. What say you? It's simply not true. It's simply not true. My girls have taken advantage of the wealth of both their parents. Chris and I came from wealthy families, and they've taken advantage of that, but they are also very beautiful girls. There is a huge element of envy and stupidity and ignorance when people talk about my girls. A great deal of it, and it's understandable. They are in the limelight. That's not true. That wasn't even a worthy question. Come up with better questions, because that wasn't even worthy. I've been told. I am returning him so that I can come up with better questions, because I'm totally running out. But my grandma says I'm doing good. She likes him. She says easy going, clean soul from a higher place of existence in our realm. She likes him very much. She says not so good looking though. Not your type. Oh gosh. He says he's waiting. He says they wanted you to be a lawyer. Yes, they did. They did. My family wanted me to do law, and I refused. Yes, he said no. You couldn't have been a good lawyer. You lose interest quickly. You don't pay. Okay, tell me about your other children. You've told me about the children we know. Tell me about your other children. With pleasure. Okay. So the shell that is shaking is him. These are the three mothers of his children, 1, 2, and 3. And of the 3 women who had kids with him, the very pretty one, the youngest, was his favorite. She was like his caregiver when he was ill or something, and I guess she gave him a lot of care. He said, very clever. You said, I like that. I like that. I like what you just said. I like that. Yes, she gave me a lot of care. The other 2, he was actually in a relationship with one, the first of the 3, the mother of the first of the 3. He was in a relationship with her. He really loved her. He said, I thought we were going to be real. I tended to go after women under my social class. I tended to go after poor women, especially after Chris. I had other relationships and situations, but we are talking about these particular 3 women, right? Right. Agreed. Oh, this guy's a lawyer. Okay. So he tended to go after women from a lower social background after his divorce, regardless. I don't know if Robert Kardashian ever remarried, so please don't. I'm not going to look it up. And he's already just told me he's not going to talk about that part. Okay. So anyway, he says he went after women from low social backgrounds, and so his 3 children were born to women of low social backgrounds. They do not have a relationship with the other Kardashians. They do not have. And he did not provide for them when he died. Why? Why didn't you? I regret it. By the time I thought about it, I was too ill, too weak. I regret it. I regret it. I believed that life would sort itself out and that they will find their way into the wealth, maybe lawsuits, maybe something. I forgot that their mothers were unable to do such things. I was just too ill. I'm not the first man to do this, and I will not be the last man to do this. There's always a child that is ignored, a child that a man takes out of his will so that the others can have more. It happens. It happens. Do the others know about them? Oh my goodness. This is a lawyer. If I say they do, then people will dislike them. If I say they don't, then people won't dislike them. People won't. Let me say, there are no children out there who know the exact number of children their father has. They don't know where they are or who they are. 90% of us are like that. My children had a very good mother, Chris. She kept them happy, contained, and safe as a unit. And it is that unit that she built that has made them who they are. So what happens to the other three? You can see them. 1, 2, 3. What happens to them? And the trajectory is going backwards. Like they're not, this is my ancestors talking, because he will not say anything semi-negative or negative. They're not doing very well in life. Two of them actually know each other, and they actually talk, and they know that he is their dad. The other one has no idea, no clue whatsoever, living in La La Land. The one of the young, the very, very young mother, he has no idea. But these two, they talk. Oh, it says they are going to attempt a lawsuit for my estate when they talk about it more. Will they win? It will go away. They will start it, but some hills are too high to climb. Okay. Now he's goading me. He says, out of questions. Yeah! Okay. Yes, I'm out of questions. Out of questions. Yes, I'm out of questions. I'm thinking real hard here. I'm thinking real hard. So what do you think of their careers? Is there anything in their careers that you don't approve of as the father? Is there anything you don't approve of? He says, yes, the sex tape. I don't approve of that. Yeah, the sex tape. He doesn't approve of it. And he says that relationship that made the sex tape was not a good one. It was not a good relationship for Kim to be in. It wasn't. And he doesn't approve of it. He doesn't approve of Kourtney's tantrums on keeping up with the Kardashians. He says he believes it's actually very good for her, but she doesn't see it. She's throwing tantrums because she has very low self-esteem. But she's also very, very stubborn. She is very stubborn and she has very low self-esteem. Okay. Are the storylines on the Kardashians true? Some of them. Some of them are made up. When you see Kourtney, those are true. When you see Kim, not true. When you see Chloe, mostly not true. When you see Robert, true. My daughters, Kim and Chloe, are very creative, very imaginative. I'm very proud of them for that. I really love them for that. And they are also protecting their families and their lives. Chloe has a very nasty streak. She can go too far when it comes to other people and her storylines. Kim doesn't have a nasty streak. That is why she's walking in my footsteps. But Chloe is such a strong, sensitive person. She acknowledges her wrongs. She acknowledges she's gone too far. And I'm very proud of her for that. I'm very proud. I just love my baby. I love my baby. I'm very proud of her for that. How about Chris's stories? Chris is like a little girl who never grew up. So her stories are crazy because she was always crazy. When I was married to her, this was her behavior. She is who she is, and that is why that athlete took advantage of her. He took advantage of her because she genuinely trusts and believes in love, and she genuinely fights for love. Now, she didn't do it then. When she was with me, she was fighting for self-love, and I am glad she found it. People grow into themselves. They eventually become who they are. The bad become who they are. The good become who they are. Life is a journey. It's a journey. Okay. Last question. It says, because you're bored. Yes. I'm bored. It says Kim and Kanye's marriage is not healthy, but he still treats my daughter good. It's not a healthy marriage. My daughter has 5 children, not 4, and Kanye is one of them. I find it unhealthy. She is eventually going to get tired of taking care of him and propping him up. She is going to get tired, and then she's going to find someone else to be with. She is going to get tired, but he also finds many people to be with. So that's what you see in front of you is not true. Okay. And that's it. I've got nothing else to say. Okay. Okay, he has something to say. Well, thank you, young lady. It was a pleasure. An interesting and fascinating experience. Okay, he's about to insult me. I have before me a young lady who could be so much more, but she's so tired and she's just like, I'm too scared, and she just withdraws on a regular basis. She withdraws on a regular basis. There's a lot of envy and jealousy in your community about you because of your ancestors. They are some of the best. Thank you. I know my ancestors are some of the best. He says, ask me. Okay, I was going to ask, but then I decided not to ask. But he says, ask me. I was going to ask him about coronavirus. I mean, he does live on the other side, doesn't he? So you might as well tell us about coronavirus and how that's going to affect us. You are not going to feel the effects because the effects are already in motion. The effects, the future of life is already in motion. It's in motion. You're not going to feel the changes because you're all in cages right now, and on a regular basis you'll be in and out of those cages until you really don't remember what your former lives were like. They will find a vaccine. Some will react to it, some will be perfectly okay. The changes are permanent, but the world is changing, isn't it? That is what the world does. It changes. The changes are permanent. There will be a lot of riots when the vaccine is invented. When the vaccine is offered to the world, there will be a lot of noise on the streets, a lot of noise in the courts, a lot of noise. It will bring more uncertainty and destruction to the world when the vaccine comes out, because it will almost be like terrorism. It will be like terrorism, but the terrorism is coming from those who don't want the vaccine, who say people should just take their chances, they should just live or die, take their chances. So they will be like almost terrorism. There will be terrorism, threats on planes, because they won't allow people without the vaccine to catch planes, and there'll be threats, and there'll be threats, a kind of terrorism, and it will go on. Some of it you may hear, some of it will be handled by the relevant governments in absolute silence. What you will be hearing is only 1% of what is actually going on. These riots and this kind of terrorism will continue for 3 to 4 years after the vaccine is invented. So those who take the vaccine, who take their chances with the vaccine, will actually have a more normalized life, but the threat will be constant. The threat will be extremely constant. Okay, so I want to ask about these threats and this coronavirus threat and the terrorism. What will eventually happen to the world? What will eventually happen to the world during this terrorism and this anti-vaccination terrorism that is coming? What will happen? They will eventually be subdued, but at the cost of life. There are more people who are... Okay, that is my question. Oh, all right, sorry. There are more people who are anti this vaccine than people who actually are for the vaccine. Okay, why? Why is that? Fear. Those who hate vaccines are afraid of dying from a needle. They are so afraid of an abrupt death, they'd rather die refusing. And that's what this is about. Fear. Fear on both sides. Too much fear in the world. An extreme amount of fear in the world on both sides. And this will have the world gripped in fear for like 5 years. 5 to 6 years of fear. Most of it, you will not really hear about it, especially in the country where you live. Yes, Canada, they are very good at covering that up. But those who live in some countries where there is less press censorship might see it. Fear. I wish you all the best. And thank you. And that's it.